Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be continuing What If Zeldris Was Naruto. My bad. The last time I left this off with Naruto getting a message from Sasuke saying to come get him now because he's done with his quote-unquote training. So Naruto was like, okay, I guess they're making a detour. And they get, how can I say this? Okay, so they start flying, but since Hinata can't fly, I'm gonna say she's fast on her. She's fast. That's what I'm gonna say. So it takes them a total of a half of a day. So they get there at night, but they don't do anything till the morning. And when Naruto elevates his chakra just enough to where Sasuke would sense it, but Orochimaru does sense Naruto's chakra, but he doesn't care about it, cause he thinking that he finna get Sasuke's body, and see, this is not how that's gonna work out. So Sasuke goes to the little front of the hideout thing and let Naruto and his little group in. And Sasuke sees that most of everybody around Naruto are females, and Naruto was like, Sasuke was like, so what happened to dudes? And Naruto was like, see, what had happened was they were the closest thing to me. So yeah. And Sasuke's like a little kid, really, a child. She's a child. And Naruto's like, in my defense, she's my child. And Sasuke's like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, you got a kid? And Naruto lets him, yeah, she's my kid. Well, not necessarily. And then Naruto explains as they're walking through the hallways. So Kabuto sees them and was like, wait a minute, they're not supposed to be in here. So he gets defensive. And Orochimaru, Orochimaru walks past and tells Naruto and them that they're not supposed to be in here. Naruto was like, yeah, but we're here to pick up the boy. And he points to Sasuke. And Sasuke was like, I never knew my name was the boy, but okay. I see how it is, Naruto. And Naruto looks at Orochimaru. Oh shit! Looks at Orochimaru and was like, "Wait a minute, you're one of the Sanin, aren't you?" And Orochimaru was like, "Ah, yes, the fear is starting to set in." And Naruto starts laughing, and he was like, "Fear? Trust me, you're the furthest thing from my mind from fear. If anything, I'll have more fear of a Sasuke than you." And Sasuke looks back at him like, I'm right here. Like, you ain't never have to attack me like this. Like, what did I do to you? So Naruto tells, oh, shit. Naruto tells Orochimaru that they can just leave the Sasuke. Don't nothing else gonna happen. And Orochimaru was like, sorry, but this isn't how this is gonna work out. So Naruto was like, see, I was kind of hoping you said that, but then again, I was also kind of hoping you had common sense. And Orochimaru looked at him and was like, what? And Naruto, yeah, they all against their fighting stances and shit. So, yeah. like the inside, they're fighting now, but on the outside it looks like nothing's going on because I think their bases are underground. Until you just see like this huge, and I mean tremendous explosion from like the ground. Like this explosion was big enough for like anybody within a 3-mile radius could see this explosion. So like, yeah. Naruto looks at Sasuke and was like, was that really necessary? And Sasuke was like, maybe it was, maybe it was, maybe I just wanted to blow him up. And Naruto looks at him like, man, listen, you just go. So they leave. And since Sasuke can't fly or anything like that, because he doesn't have his Susanoo, they walking. And Sasuke was like, I thought you wasn't going to have enough for me. And Naruto's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the little girl. And Naruto's like, oh no, see what happened was the Stone Village, I think, was it the Stone? Yeah, the Stone Village had huge vats of my chakra, so they tossed her into one, and now she's this. And when Naruto said that, Naruto can kind of sense the chakra in her disbanding, like basically turning her back into a normal person. So Naruto's like, well, I guess that was from our lesson. And he looks at her and she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, nothing. And Sasuke's like, dude, what you talking about? And Naruto's like, I can't. Well, why not? The chakra in her, my chakra is disbanding, as in like it's dissolving, so she's not gonna have the abilities anymore. And she gets mad because she liked her abilities, but Naruto is happy because like he doesn't have to worry about anybody else targeting her because of him. Because Sasuke is there. She resembles more of Sasuke than she resembles Naruto, because Naruto still does have his blue eyes, and she has black hair and black eyes, so she resembles more or less Sasuke than Naruto. So yeah. But there is one downside to her losing that ability. Just to make her like kind of unique, I must say. Like it dissolved within a week, and within the entire week they were just going throughout, like they were headed back to the Leaf Village, but only for like a pit stop because they wanted to go see something. But it took them like a week to get there because they couldn't, like, what's her name? So when all the chakra dissolved away, one of her eyes turned white. And it didn't do anything. There was nothing wrong with it. It just turned white. So, yeah. Now she looks like a mixture of Sasuke and Naruto. But anyway. So, no, she does not have no Keke Genkai. Fuck alone. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah. But anyway, so they get back. When they get to the Leaf Village, everybody sees Naruto. And they know Naruto, because Naruto was the only person to call them first dog shit because they suck at fighting. So, when Naruto gets to the village, like all the Genin and Jonin are staring him down. And Sasuke looks at him and was like, fam, what did you do? And Naruto was like, bro, they tested me. So now they know they all dog shit. And the little girl, like, she grabs Naruto's arm and was like, I don't like it. And Naruto yells, hey, she don't like being stared at. So if I was y'all, I would stop staring if I cut you in half. And everybody, like, they get mad, but they just stop staring because they know Naruto can very much indeed cut someone in half. So, Naruto gets to the Hokage's office, and Jiraiya was like, what do you need? And Naruto tells him, like, Sasuke, I have Sasuke, and we need you need some information on the grass village, or whatever the fuck it is, hidden in the fire. I don't know what the fuck. So Jiraiya basically tells him it's like a prison. Like, that's literally what it is. It's a prison, and you can find some very dangerous people there. But there was also someone there that, it was a dude, and he was fairly strong compared to, like, everybody else there. Like, that's a maximum security prison, but for him, that's, like, he's, like, underneath, like, underground and shit like that. He's, like, the worst of the worst. And Naruto looking at him like, bro, what did he do? And Naruto, like, Jiraiya tells him, and Naruto says, oh, he could be of use to me. And Jiraiya looks at him and was like, did you not just hear what I told you? He killed his entire village. A tiny village, but it was a village nonetheless. As a child. On purpose. And Naruto's like, tomato. Itachi killed his entire village in one night. And he was a teenager. And Sasuke was like, that shit's not funny. And Naruto's like, it kind of is. And Sasuke's like, I swear to God, I swear, bro. Listen to me. If we weren't cool, I'd kill you right now. And Naruto's like, listen, if we weren't cool, what made you think you wouldn't? What made you think you would still be alive? And Sasuke's like, you make a good point. So, Naruto was like, okay. Well, we's heading out now. And Naruto looks and was like, wait, but before we go, where is Tsunade? And she was like, well, Naruto was like, the fuck. Jiraiya told Naruto that she was at his house. Naruto said, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. Hinata, you get to stay here with her. And he points at the little girl. And the little girl, she gets a little excited, but she gets a little upset. She gets excited because she never gets to spend time with Hinata. But she gets upset because she has to stay there and not with Naruto. And Hinata was like, what? Why? And Naruto was like, because I don't trust any weakling, any of these people in the village to leave her with them. So I'm leaving her with you. And she kind of throws shots at Sasuke, like, but Sasuke doesn't have any power, so why can't he just stay here? And Naruto looks at her and was like, because he has the Mangekyo, and all you have is Dark Chakra. Well, not the Mangekyo. He has a Sharingan, and all you have is Dark Chakra. And she was like, okay, your point is. Naruto was like, plus, I ain't get that. You know what? Just shut up. Just go. Just go. Now, given if they were to fight, if Sasuke and her were to fight, they would literally damn near fight each other to a standstill. Because even though that Sasuke can read her movements, she has the abilities that I gave her. So it's not like she can't win, but it's not like she can lose. She can't lose either. Whew. So Tsunade gets a knock on the door, and it's Hinata, and she's like, wait, so you're here, she's here, and she looks down, and she's like, so please tell me you and Naruto didn't. And Hinata looks at her and was like, I would still be pregnant if me and Naruto did it, because it's only been like a month and a half since we've been gone, like a couple of months. Hasn't been that long. And she was like, you make a good point. But still, how the fuck? And Naruto appears and was like, this is my adopted daughter. Or not adopted daughter. This is my little sister. Like, because she calls Naruto big brother. So, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, that happens. And Tsunade was tasked with babysitting and training her. And Naruto did tell a lot of other people to help train her. That way she's not just some run of the mill Konoichi. So yeah. When they start heading toward the grass or the fire village or the prison. I'm just call it the prison. I'm sorry. I'm just call it the prison because some people call it the grass, but other people call it the fire village. I'm just call it the fucking prison because that's what the fuck it is. When they start heading toward the prison, Sasuke asks Naruto a question: how do you know exactly where to go? And Naruto's like, oh, because see, I can sense my chakra, and there's not a lot of it building up there, but it's enough to where I can pick it up and sense it. And Sasuke was like, another thing. It took y'all a day and a half to get from the Stone Village to where I was. So, how did y'all get there in a half of a day? And Naruto's like, oh, simple. We can fly. And Sasuke was like, what do you mean you could fly? And he's like, kind of like how Tamari's doing back there. And Sasuke was like, oh, I thought that was only her. And Naruto's like, you know what? You can take, like, if you fall from a dangerous height, you can survive, right? And Sasuke was like, why would you say that? Like, what? And so Naruto tells Tamari to like use some like energy to hoist, kind of like to hold Sasuke in the air, and they start heading toward the grass village, or the prison, whatever the fuck. So when they get there, like, it takes them, I'm gonna say, a week and a half to get there, because I don't know how far the grass village or the prison is from them. So, yeah. When they get there, Naruto was like, I have to go, and I'm gonna go pay a visit to someone below. And Sasuke was like, who are you going to? And Naruto was like, remember when you said there wasn't a lot of dudes on our team? And Sasuke was like, oh. But why here? Naruto was like, because he seems interesting. So, Naruto looks at Tamari, Sakura, which was eager to fight somebody, and Kari. And they were like, whoa, what are y'all waiting for? Go raise some hell so I can get in. And Naruto looks at Sasuke and like, oh, don't you just come with me. Yeah, they'll handle it. And Sasuke looks at Sakura and was like, but she's Sakura. And Naruto's like, wait, just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. And she dove through, like, Sakura just dove through the fucking wall and just full on just massacred like 3 different fucking security guards in the process. So Sasuke was like, when can she do that? And Naruto was like, see, what had happened was, and Sasuke was like, no, that's some bullshit. I don't even want to hear it anymore. Fuck out my face. Come on, let's go get this other dude. And Naruto was like, okay. And when they get down to where the dude is, Naruto was like, oh, what's up? And dude looks at him. I'm gonna call him Ryu, as he who breathes fire. So, yeah. He has a unique fire, Kekkei Genkai. It's like, it's his fire is like, it's not, if you watch My Hero, it's kind of like cremation, but he doesn't need jutsus for it. Kind of like how you don't need to scream Susanoo every time you pull out your Susanoo, or or scream Shadow Clone Jutsu every time you use Shadow Clone Jutsu, even though that's what they did throughout half the fucking series, or any other weird bullshit. Anyway, so Naruto's like, why do they have you in an icebox? And dude basically tells him like, cuz I have a fired Gekigenkai. Like, I don't know what the fuck you thought they were supposed to put me in. Naruto's like, yeah. Sasuke kind of like uses his fire to heat it up. And when he gets out, not the dude, like, he steps out because he's around the same age as Sasuke, and so he was like, so what do y'all want? And Naruto's like, it's simple, you can join or you can die. And he was like, what do you mean I could die? He was like, oh, see, you can join me or you can just die on the spot, whatever floats your boat. And he was like, I don't want to, die, but I don't like the way you're talking to me. And Kadine's sword touches his neck. Well, one of her blades touches his neck, and it was like, as he stated before, you can live and come with them, or die and stay here and be dead. And dude was like, fine, fuck, man. And what are you? And she doesn't even answer him. And Tamari comes down and was like, well, Sakura's up there killing everyone, so we should probably get back up there and stop her. Naruto was like, maybe. And Tamari was like, no, there's no maybe. You know what? Fuck you. And she goes back up there and she just sprays Sakura with poisoning to make her pass out. And Sasuke was like, so wait a minute. She has strength and speed. She has poison, and she's like a little fucking ninja. And I'm just me, and he's just him. And you're just some swordsman, I guess. I don't know. And Naruto's like, yeah, almost, but not quite. And he was like, what do you mean, almost, but not quite? Naruto said, don't worry about it. And he was like, and where is Hinata? And why isn't she here? And Naruto was like, you were in the room when we were talking about it. But then again, Naruto remembers that they have a telepathic connection, so the entire time that they were arguing, Sasuke just couldn't hear anything. So, yeah. So as Naruto's carrying Sakura, and Sasuke's talking to the other dude, and the other dude's like, so what's with the weird energy around them? Sasuke's like, oh, that's because the guy that said you can live or die, yeah, his overpowered ass is their leader, and he gave him that ability. So, and when I asked him for it, he was like, you're gonna be strong enough as it is. You don't need my power. So yeah. So then some of the security guards from the thing, like their advanced hunting down or whatever people, came and tried to stop Naruto and imprison Naruto. So before Naruto could do anything, Ryu was like, wait a minute, I haven't used my ability in a minute. Let me just go ahead and he held out his hand, and this. His Genkai burned. It's like cremation. So when he shoots it out, it leaves a seal in his hand. That's where the seal. It's permanent. It can't be taken off of him, that's where it's like his Genkai shoots out from. So he pulls out his hand and the seal turns bright blue, and they all start running, and Naruto's like, and everything in front of them just like everything in front of Naruto just got turned into blue flames. Like they were just ashes. And Naruto's like, oh. Okay then. So, it took them 2 weeks to get back because now they can't fly. Well, they could, but Naruto just didn't want to. So, they get back to the Leaf Village. The dude was like, well, it's been a minute since I've been inside of a village. So what are we doing here? And Naruto's like, oh, just picking up some people. And they get back to Naruto's house. And Ryu was like, so you have a whole house here, but you don't live here. What? And Sasuke was like, yeah, why don't you live here anymore? And Naruto was like, because I don't like the village like that no more. Plus, you gotta go find Itachi, big fella. So, Naruto, after, yeah, when they get to the house, they knock on the door, and the little girl opens the door to see, Naruto, and, she gets all excited. Like, yeah, little girl shit. She gets excited, yeah. So then Hinata, she opens, like, she comes to the door, and she's like, yo, Naruto, you, what are you doing here? And Naruto's like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? This is my house. And Hinata's like, no, you kind of have to go now. Like right now. And Naruto looks at her and was like, Hinata, what are you talking about? And all Naruto hears is a whole bunch of movement in the back behind them. And when he turns around, it's like a whole bunch of shinobi from all the villages that he's been to except for the Sand Village. So Naruto looks and was like, wait a minute. So what I'm seeing here is the Cloud Village, the Stone Village. There's some Leaf Shinobi in there too? What? And the Prison Village wants to fight me, fam? What did I do to you? And Jiraiya walks to the front and was like, I'm sorry, Naruto, but they said they were gonna declare war on me if you you did anything. So then Naruto notices that there's a seal on the girl. And Naruto turns and looks and was like, what's this? And Tsunade comes out and she kind of puts her head down, and Naruto's like, Tsunade, what's this? No, Deadass, tell me what this is, fam. And Jiraiya was like, in order for us to keep you here, if she leaves the village, she'll die. And Naruto looks at Jiraiya and was like, Jiraiya, I felt we were cool, fam. What happened, bro? And he looks at Hinata and was like, Hinata, why aren't you doing anything? And when Hinata turns around and there's like this big overly sized seal on her that's stopping her from doing anything. Like she can't think of shit that's hostile or she she'll get got, like she'll just die almost immediately. And Naruto's like, there's only one way to get rid of seals on people. That's to kill the person that placed them on them, I think. It's better to do an experiment. And Naruto's like, just what I thought. This other generation could rule the village. Y'all just go and fuck everything up. So I guess I'll rule the Leaf Village for now. Well, forever basically. And Jiraiya was like, what are you talking about? He was like, oh, it's nothing massive. It's just a surrendering of power, if you say. So, with that being said, let this miniature war that we're about to have begin. And Jiraiya looks at Naruto and was like, what are you talking about, war? You're just gonna go to jail. Like, it's not gonna be... You're not gonna fight us. You're gonna do as you're told and go to jail because, I know your father. And Naruto's like, yeah, you knew my father, but I don't fucking care. So, you're about to die. And Jiraiya looks at Naruto and was like, but I had no option. They were gonna rage war on the Leaf. And Naruto's like, so you should have just fucking let them did it. It wasn't like it was gonna stop me. Y'all had me on y'all side. They had them. Let's be honest here. They're fucking cannon fodder compared to me. And when Jiraiya, because now Jiraiya's stuck between a rock and a hard place, because he know that if Naruto was if Naruto really wanted to fight them, he could damn near probably kill all of them. But Naruto reassures him that Tsunade is important. She's a healing person. She's important to the Leaf Village. So I'll just beat her within an inch of her life and then tell her to take the seals off of them and then put her in prison, and the only thing that she can do is heal and whatever else I want her to do. And Tsunade looks at Naruto and was like, that's not gonna happen. And Naruto's like, you're funny if you think it's not going to. But with that being said, I'm done talking. Ryu, would you do me a favor and incinerate everyone that isn't important? And Ryu was like, with pleasure. And he does what he does best, just cremates everybody. So Jiraiya looks at him and was like, so you went to go get him even after I gave you the warning? And Naruto was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. You started this, and I'm gonna finish it. It's as simple as that. And Jiraiya was like, well, you can't get the Hokage spot because the elders are still alive. And he was like, oh, don't worry about that. Tsunade. And he was like, can you remove... Well, he was like, Karin, go deal with the elders. Naruto's like, Karin, go deal with the elders and anybody that stands in your way of killing the elders. Then he looked... Then, when Karin disappeared... Yeah, that was bad. Karin disappeared. And... Naruto basically tells... Naruto basically looks towards Tsunade and was like, Tsunade, I need you to remove these seals off of my friends and my little sister. And Tsunade was like, I'm not gonna do that. And Naruto was like, oh. See, a part of me knew you weren't going to, but I thought you would have had common knowledge and did it anyway. So Naruto looks at Sakura and was like, well, It's your turn now. And so, how could I? So Tsunade was like, Sakura, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, it's simple. You betrayed Naruto. So I'm gonna do what he said he was gonna. I'm gonna do what he said to do. Beat you within an inch of your life. Have you remove those things, and then put you in prison. Simple as that. And Tsunade looks at her and was like, you talk too much for a little girl. And Sakura comes back at her, hit her with a hot one. She say, you talk too much for someone that's about to be beat with an inch of her life. And Tsunade, like, they start fighting, and Tsunade realizes, like, she's gonna need to activate the 100 healing jutsu thing if she's actually gonna have any prolonged fights with Sakura, because she's too fast. So, yeah. But the only problem is, Tsunade's chakra isn't where it's at. But, that's, not right now. It's gonna take a couple of minutes or like a couple of hours. So Naruto looks at Jiraiya and was like, Jiraiya, if you would kindly hand over Hokage to me, this would go a lot smoother and no one else would have to die. And Shikamaru and Choji and them get there and they're like, yo, what's happening? And Neji was like, yo, like, what's going on? And then he uses his Byakugan and he sees like the seal on like on Hinata, and he looks and he's like, Naruto, did you do that? And Naruto's like, oh no. They did. And he points toward Jiraiya and Shikamaru was like, what's this? Like, what's this about? And Jiraiya basically tells him, like, if I didn't do this, they were gonna, what's the name? They were gonna declare a war on the Leaf Village, and, yeah, so Naruto was like, you know what? You should die. And Jiraiya was like, what do you mean I should die? And before, like, he could finish his sentence, Naruto was, like, right there with his sword. And he kind of just decapitates Jiraiya. Quick and painless, as they would say. And Sasuke was like, well, damn. I guess my hatred for the village is kind of over and done with. I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. Fuck. And like Shikamaru was like, but Naruto, he was, and Naruto was, yeah, I know what he was. It hurts, but he had to go. And he looks back toward Tsunade and he sees that her 100 healing sting is about to wear off. So he basically tells Sakura to, start taking it a little easy. So, it wears off and she gets Sakura gets one good punch on her. And, Tsunade is beaten within an inch of her life, within an inch of her life. And, yeah. So that happens. And the seals get removed by Tsunade. And she gets imprisoned. And Naruto comes out as the new Hokage of the Leaf Village. So now Naruto can't move around a lot like he was doing. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. But now he has like this huge like area that he rules over. And what Naruto did was he put like Sasuke. Okay, so he put Shikamaru in charge of like the ninja formations and shit. and he put Sasuke and Ryu in charge of like militaristic like training and shit like that. So yeah. So basically, the barriers that they build, if the barrier can't withstand one of Ryu's full powered blasts, they're either gonna die or they're just gonna get burned after death. You can kind of see where that's going. But, yeah. So, I don't know. I think I might get a little bit of hate for this one because I did just kind of kill off Jiraiya. And, like, yeah. Might get a little hate for this one, but, hey. Jiraiya is a shinobi, and shinobi do. I said do. They do what benefits their village, so you gotta think about that. Like, even though that Naruto was his I don't know what the fuck, uncle or some shit like that, or just yeah. Yeah. Or Jiraiya's nephew. I don't know. But yeah, I don't necessarily think that would have done anything. Like, obviously, I think Jiraiya would, like, tell them no, but at the same time, if it's to protect the entire Leaf Village from an invasion from all three of the villages that Naruto went to, I think he would be forced into it by the village elders, because you also have to think about it, the elders were there too, so yeah. So yeah. So the Sand Village hears about, Naruto's little brutal conquest of the Leaf Village. And a lot of the Leaf Village people thought, like, since Naruto's in power now, like, he's gonna rule over the villages with an iron fist. But nothing really changed. Like, the only thing that changed is that they're starting to produce stronger and stronger shinobi. And security around the village is a lot more tighter than what it usually is. And there's a lot more income flowing throughout the village because Naruto's sending people out to protect certain things. Like, he made a deal with the Stone Village and the Cloud Village. Well, not a deal, more or less like a threat. Because they both those villages, well, all three of those villages know that if Naruto really wanted to, he could just go and do the same thing that he did to the Leaf Village to their villages. So it's not like he just can't go over there and do it. So he basically told them, there's don't have to be a truce, but we gonna do business whether you want to or not. And this is where I'm gonna end this part off. If y'all enjoy my content, please subscribe. I would not be surprised if this one gets a couple of dislikes. But if you made it to the end of this video specifically, put hashtag SLL, because I clicked on the hashtag from my that thing. I clicked on the hashtag and it took me to a whole other page. So I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, do what you want. I don't know. But peace out.